Okay, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I had to fight the computer to get this far, so I want to try this and see if it works. This is a song breakdown of the No Name song from last week. Does it still have no name? Let's work our way forward and get to that first. If you've been here a while, you've probably seen me do this way back, but this is something I want to try to get more of these happening, and this is the place. What we got here? This is my what's over here? This is my window into Reaper. It's a song project file for the latest song. I have not done anything fancy. There's a ton of tracks, but the important part is a lot of these songs start from a beat. That isn't the way I used to write songs. A lot of the time I would start from a guitar part. And I've been wanting to get back to that, so I started messing with the guitar part and came up with something very reminiscent of some of the bands that I really like. Hold on, please don't you do that. Okay. I think we're good. CC Cleaner popped up and no one asked. Not editing that out. It's fine. As long as this continues to work. But, what is that? Why is CC Cleaner is intent on opening? I don't even care about this. Why won't you close? Done. Okay. I probably could have started over. I'm not doing that now. So what did I end up with when I decided to write a song here from the guitar first, like I used to do? Let's have at it. Let's hear it. Let's see. Should be here. So, if I'm being honest, technically that's not the first thing I came up with, because it was actually this. So technically that's not what I came up with either, because I actually started with it was a lot slower. I don't know how I got from A to B, but let's hear it at the speed it actually was. But there. So from there, I really liked what I had going, but it felt like it needed a bass line. And I wasn't ready to start doing the programming stuff yet. So I got the bass out and wrote a bass line from scratch, which is not something I've been doing. I'm doing them on the programming side with Core Gadget. So after messing with it for a little bit off and on throughout the day, I came up with so that's the important part, is how this the tempo there, because this is how they sounded together. So while we're addressing how this is how they used to be, I'd also like to point out that a lot of cheating started happening. I haven't practiced bass in a while, and it's going to be a while till I can really get on it. My fingers were raw after just that maybe 40 minutes of noodling around and trying to get the bass to sound good. So I started looping it, and you can see, maybe you can't see here in the project file or there. There's a lot of cuts. Cut here and a cut there. These are all the places where I just looped it instead of learning to play the song, which is entirely ridiculous. Also, when you think about how I started speeding the song up right about this time, it seemed too slow. So I jumped up from the initial 155, which I had to actually sort of tap out because I just played the guitar by itself to begin with. And so I had to match up with it. And I got around, it was around 155. So I bumped it up to 160, evened it out. And that got me to here. Not extremely different. It needed some grunt. I felt like, yeah, I can start programming now. I went ahead and threw some bass in there, or some drums in there, which I tried to match up with the bass. And that got me to about like here, I think. I mean, not groundbreaking stuff really, but this is where I thought this was going to be. Seemed like things were coming together. I thought it needed a little bit of oomph, and that's when the electric guitar came in. It's already electric guitar, but it's very clean. This one, I decided to put some dirt in there. Got a little groove, a little funk. Fun, interesting, way different than the angle that I've been coming at everything with, sort of a 80s, 90s, or a soundtrack thing that happens. This is a lot more like kind of like your post-punk-ish, grunge-ish. It's kind of in its own kind of thing. If you've ever heard of Buffalo Tom, it kind of was, yeah, that's not far from that. But it just also still felt too slow. So I gave it another bump in tempo, more BPM. Nothing crazy. So here we are, almost 12 minutes into this video, and it's like, Tim, this is the process. It's like, yes, it is. But this is almost a streamlined version of the process that's taking less time for me technically, because I wrote the guitar and the bass a little bit more of a natural way and just looped it. Sometimes when I'm writing or I'm programming electronically, it's kind of a aggravating process to make the bass line work. And sometimes in the headphone it seemed fine, and then it's clashy, kind of not working. So this is around the time the lyrics start happening. I had a melody, I had some thoughts, but where I landed after all of this sort of leaning into doing it myself, changing it up, being different, I kind of I don't know if you guys have been following F1, but there's a Lewis Hamilton. He used to race for Mercedes, and this season he started his first season with Ferrari, and it's been bad. And change was something he wanted because he felt like he was not getting the appreciation he seeked. And there were some other problems he was having with Mercedes. And so he decided to make a leap to another team. And let's just say it hasn't been working out as great as probably everyone had hoped. And I leaned into that because even though this change felt like a positive change, playing the bass, playing the guitar, doing something a little different, it could have gone horribly wrong, and I could have went right back to bleep blooping. But it's still something I felt like I needed to do, which I feel like also Hamilton has done. So right around the time I was almost done with the lyrics of this, he I don't know if you also know, he and Ferrari have just decided to call it quits for the season. They're just gonna, this is maybe like 2 weeks ago, they decided to just let it go and concentrate their efforts on next year. And I think that just kind of resonated with me. I've been trying to make all of this work, but I just end up having to push it back and start anew. And just kind of lyrically going between his trials and my not nearly as specifically important trials of creation, it just kind of rammed out together, and I think I came up with a pretty good song. So around that time, lyrically, it finally made it at what I think might be its final beat, like tempo, 180, and lyrically things really came together. And I don't know, I really like this. I do want to play it live. I've been practicing it to try to do so. But like, here's some of how it started to come together. Like, I think that's a good. But at this point, the song still really didn't have a name. There was an article that someone put out about Ferrari and Hamilton deciding to give it a break and try again next year. And one of the lines that stuck out to me was "better luck next time." And I thought to myself, that's a great song title, except that I have 20 songs that start with the letter B. It's not 20, but it's way more than it needs to be. And a lot of them are headed towards the next album, EP. I don't know. I'm still figuring everything out all the time. You know that much, or I hope you know that much. This is a long video that was supposed to be much shorter. I'm rambling, but there is an Italian phrase for it is the equivalent of us saying "knock on wood," and people say it for good luck. And I'm going to say it wrong. So I've found it here. And I'm going to just play this.
Toccaferro. 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 Toccaferro.
Toccaferro. I can't roll my R's. It's literally touch iron. And it means kind of like, you know, how horseshoes are good luck. It comes from that. And you know what has horseshoes? A horse, like the one on the Ferrari logo. Toccaferro is the name of the song. And I hope that this video was worthwhile because we just hit like 15 minutes. But the song is a good version of it is from last month's music post. I'm going to record a cleaner version of it pretty soon to maybe put up. I'm thinking about putting more songs like on just different avenues to try to bring people towards the center, either here on Patreon, Instagram, maybe start being more active on YouTube. Either way, I think it's a good song, and I hope that you like it. Now that it has a name, I can update that too. But for now, just stick with me. I'll be back soon. I'll try to make videos that are shorter because I can edit them. Well, I might be able to edit them as soon as this thing, this poor computer. I'm sorry, baby, Mr. Guy. It's not your fault. I really appreciate you guys hanging around. I hope this wasn't too weird, and keep up. I don't know. I'm trying to say goodbye. Trying to say happy holidays. Tocafero will be on something soon. Thanks for hanging out. And until next time, don't forget my catchphrase.